What is going on, ladies and genitals? YOTESLAYA here, bringing you episode 47 of my Borderlands 2 Legendary Weapons Guide. Today, I have a legendary shield for you guys known as the Impaler. Now, there won't be any prefixes to this. It will always be known as the Impaler. But if we take a look at the stats here, the capacity is pretty decent at 45,000. The recharge rate of 4,400 isn't the best, but the recharge delay of 2.50 is not too bad. Now, it's got a spike damage of 28,000, which is pretty good. If you take a look at the red text, it says Vlad would be proud. Now this is what makes this shield pretty freaking awesome. Mine launches corrosive homing spikes when damaged with bullets, okay? It deals corrosive spike damage to melee attackers. So as you'll see at the end of this video, I'm going to show you some gameplay. You want to keep in mind that launches corrosive homing spikes when damaged with bullets. I think that's what makes this shield pretty freaking awesome. Now to get this thing, we're going to want to head to the Heroes Pass. Now we're going to be farming the warrior for this, so Heroes Pass is not where this is going to be located. I am going to show you the way through Heroes Pass just in case you're confused by this, but once you get here, you will be at the top left-hand corner of the map. Simply work your way through to the bottom right-hand corner to the exit of the Vault of the Warrior. Now, it's pretty straightforward. You guys shouldn't get lost. I'm pretty sure I don't even need to say that at this point. But once you get into the Heroes Pass, or once you're into the Vault of the Warrior, I might add, you simply just go fight the warrior and hope for this shield. Now this is, I speed it up a little bit, but you're probably going to notice that the conference call and the B shield just dominates the warrior right here. This is before the patch. This is one of my very first legendaries I've ever got. Actually, this was the very first legendary I ever got from the warrior. So this is the first legendary I ever got, like, from the warrior himself, and it took about, it seemed like a bazillion times, but only a couple hundred times to finally get that. So yeah, if you farm the warrior much, you know his drop rate on legendaries isn't very great. Now he does have 5 specific legendaries to his name. He's got the Volcano Sniper Rifle, the Conference Call, the Leech Grenades, the Impaler Shield, and the Flacker. I think I said all those right. And those are 5 legendary drops to his name. But you can see right here, off to the right, he does drop the Impaler, the one that we just looked at, I might add. I still had that thing all this time in my bank vault, just sitting there, just preciously sitting there. I never wanted to get rid of it. I found a couple other Impaler shields, and they're pretty good shields. I don't really use them, but the spike damage you'll see at the end of this gameplay is pretty awesome. Now this is where you can tell this is one of my very first legendaries. I actually went around looking for more before I inspected it. You know, in all my legendary videos, as soon as I pick it up, I inspect it and show it to you guys. Yeah, not in this. When I ran around looking for those legendaries, I was legendary hungry. And but right here, we're going to take a look at it. You can see it's just the same shield that we looked at the very beginning. This is one of the only items that I got early on that I've actually still got. So it's dear to my heart, my very first legendary from the warrior. But right here, we're going to skip and show you some gameplay of this beast. You can see I do have it equipped, and right here is where we're going to see these homing spikes in action. Now I think the effect is pretty cool. If you could find a slag version maybe and take on some of these bosses, like well, none of them really fire bullets. I guess Master Gee, he might be able to do it, but check it out. When I get hit with these bullets, okay, you see it's shooting out these little spikes, and it goes and seeks out the enemies and starts dealing corrosive damage to them. If you could find one with slag and some of these bosses that shoot at you, you could slag them and then really do a lot of damage to those said bosses. I don't know if a slag version exists. This is the only one I've got. Like I've said, I've got a couple other Impalers, especially facing Pyro Pete the Invincible, man. Pyro Pete the Invincible, I want to make a video on it so bad, but you know, I'm pretty sure everybody knows by now. If you do not, if you want any of these legendaries, I mean from the unconfirmed to the rarest like the Infinity, Pyro Pete drops legendaries for days. And right now he does, there's not that, they don't have that lockout thing equipped. Like before, you could only do it once every 24 hours. But right now, while they are working on some glitch to where it was locking out the raid bosses or whatever, you can actually kill him numerous times a day. So I suggest going and farming Pyro Pete like a maniac right now. Get all the Seraph crystals you want, and dude, I mean, the legendary drop from Pyro Pete is just insane, dude. I'm glad Gearbox finally put a boss out there that drops legendaries frequently, because you can get them, I'm not kidding, 1 out of 3 tries it seems like you get legendaries. especially if you're in co-op, man. But guys, I hope you enjoyed episode 47. I will have 2 more episodes out today. One that you guys are going to definitely dig, and then a bonus episode. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Good luck on finding the Impaler, and I am out of here. Bye-bye.